Friends, it's me, Dr. Gina Roark, coming to you live from Central Texas. Not for long though, because I'm about to hop on a plane tomorrow to go to Salt Lake City to see some of you. I'm really excited about it. I'll be doing a presentation on Wednesday night. The top 10 tools to help your animals live their best life is the presentation I'll be doing. Still finishing up my PowerPoint on that one. I'm not going to lie, but it's going to be amazing. And so if you aren't registered for that, make sure you go to essentialoilvet.com/RSVP because you do need tickets to get into that. There's limited seating. So that is going to be Wednesday night. I'm leaving tomorrow morning to go to Salt Lake City. I'm going to spend a couple of days like hiking in the mountains, perfecting my presentations, well, as perfect as I get. Let's be honest, it's not perfect. But and then I will see you guys on Wednesday. I'm so excited. And then I'm actually going to be doing one of the Terra Talks at convention on Thursday. So Thursday, we're going to find out all about all the new products. And then that afternoon are the Terra Talks. So make sure you don't miss those because I'm one of those. Quick little presentation about essential oils and animals. So you won't want to miss that one. Of course, I want to see your faces. I want to hug you. I want to meet everybody that's coming live. So be sure to come find me because I want to see you and say hi and hear about your animals and see your cute pictures on your phone. So make sure you register for that if you're going to be there Wednesday night, essentialoilvet.com/RSVP. It's going to be super fun. Tonight, though, Sylvia says, I can't wait. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see you again. Teresa from Florida, it's so good to see you. And she's got, who do you have up there? Lavender and peppermint on your thing. That's so awesome. Jennifer, I can't wait to be there. Oh, Young, I'm going to miss you so much. But I totally understand. I'm super glad that you could be. Well, you can watch the live stream though. That's super awesome. The cool thing about the live stream is you don't have to choose between breakout sessions. You can actually watch all of it during like the downtime. The virtual experience is really incredible as well. Sharon from South Carolina, Holly from SoCal is where my mind stays. Obviously not a professional singer. Don't worry, I'm not quitting my day job anytime soon. So if you guys have any questions, tonight is a Q&A for you, just for a few more minutes, about essential oil. Any questions you have about animals or essential oils or both, I am here to be at your service. So pop your questions in the chat, in the comments. If you have a one, and I will answer whichever ones I can. Angela from Washington, let me know what essential oils you're using today, you guys. Oh, Sharon has a question about ear infection. So ear support in animals. Actually, if you have this, do you guys know I have a book? I've had it for a little over a year now, but there's this really cool book called Essential Oils. Oh, where is it? Let me take all these banners off and stuff. Okay, there we go. It's called Essential Oils for Pets. It's a very small book, like 100 pages or so, but there's lots of really good recipes in here. And I will tell you the ear recipe that I really like that's in here. So optimal ear support recipe. You will do 5 drops of arborvitae, 5 drops of lavender, 3 to 5 drops of basil, and 5 drops of frankincense in a 10 milliliter roller bottle. Top it off with a carrier oil, like fractionated coconut oil, and then put the oil on. I don't have one handy right here, but you take a cotton ball and you actually put the oil on the cotton ball and then swipe it around in there. That way it won't drip down into the ear canal. Make sure you clean the ear really, really well every single day, and then use the oils. You can use that twice a day, once after you clean it, and then once in the evening if you clean it in the morning. So that is my recommendation for optimal ear support. That's a really good question. Thank you for asking it because it's a really common question that we get. Miss Sharon. All right. Oh, Prentice has a kitty recovering from surgery. What are the best oils to diffuse? I've been diffusing lavender, cedarwood, and balance. Those are really good options. Other oils that cats really like, spikenard. Sometimes they like helichrysum. I like spikenard and helichrysum together. It actually smells really good. Um, you can do petitgrain. That's another really good kind of calming oil. That's very supportive. Copaiba, the reassuring blend, the comforting blend, and the restful blend are all really good as well. Let's see. Oh, Heather has a good question. Traveling with your dog, ideas to help keep them calm. So, my first recommendation is to not go on your first trip and have that be your first time your dog is in the car. Okay. Dogs are not used to being stationary when something is moving. And so motion sickness happens, okay, because they're just not used to it. And they can get used to it just like people can, but do short stints like drive out to the mailbox and back, or drive around the block and then come back, and make it like super boring, but also super fun. And you can definitely use some of your calming oils. I really like the grounding blend because it doesn't make them sleepy so much, but you can do a couple of drops of lavender on their blanket or in their crate if they're in a crate. If they're not in a crate and they're loose, make sure that you have a doggy seatbelt for them. Just trust me on that one. You don't want your dog getting hurt when you have to slam on the brakes because somebody else is texting and driving. Okay. And then the other thing that really helps these guys, especially if they get motion sickness, is either cardamom or the digestive blend. And you can use the kids digestive blend, just put it on their belly every 1 to 2 hours during your trip. And then same thing with the calming oils. You can keep that up as well. So any of those calming oils that we just talked about for the cat that is recovering from surgery are going to be super helpful. Roaming chamomile, lavender, the grounding blend, the reassuring blend, the comforting blend, the calming blend, any anti-stress oils are going to be super helpful and super safe around dogs. So Angela says, is lavender safe to diffuse around cats? Yes, it is. This is something that if you Google it, don't Google it. Okay. The answer is yes. A lot of people will say it's not, but that's because they're not using pure essential oils. Okay. And so if you're buying your essential oils from the grocery store, don't diffuse around cats or dogs. Those are smelly good things, just like candles, like smelly candles. And those are super not safe. A lot of them have synthetic fragrance in them and things like that are super not safe. But if you're using a really good quality brand, you're buying directly from that company, and not using like a middleman at all, then it is totally safe. And actually, Kit has actually saved several cats' lives because of the amount of stress in their lives. So, super safe. The people that say it's not are either using impure oils or are uneducated in the proper way to diffuse around animals. So stick with a water-based diffuser, so one that's water, and then you just put 3 to 4 drops in there. If you're just using a single oil, you can just do 2 drops. That's plenty. And then turn it on an intermittent setting if there is one. If there isn't, just make sure it's up away from where an animal can knock it over or drink from it. Mm, let's see. Try to keep your questions compliant, guys. April says, what's the best remedy for grass and cat allergies on my pitty? She's BFFs with her feline sister. So unfortunately, cat allergies in a dog, just like with people, like there's things that you can do to mitigate that, but like you can't get allergies to completely go away. It is a lifelong management situation. But there are some great oils that can help: lemon, lavender, peppermint. I usually add frankincense and copaiba in there. And you can do internal if it's an oil that has the safe for internal use, um, uh, serving suggestions basically on the bottom. And then you can definitely use oils topically. The skin rejuvenating spray is one over on my website that you can grab. It is over at essentialoilvet.com/recipes. So you can grab that one and use that topically as well as those other oils. And you can also diffuse those oils. But the thing about the cat allergies, like the best thing for allergies is to prevent them from happening in the first place, which means probably not getting another cat. If you can help it, maybe rehoming one. It is the other thing you can do with grass allergies is what'll happen is dogs will run around in the grass, they'll go potty, they'll do their thing, and then they'll have like all this pollen and stuff on their paws. And then they come in, what do? They lick their paws. So wiping off will wipe off the pollen if you have microfiber cloths. So like the Norwex cloths are great for this. But if you have other microfiber cloths that you like, that's totally fine. Get it wet, wipe their paws off whenever they come inside. Even if it's dry out, that's when the pollen's the worst usually. So those are great options to use. Okay, let's see. Can I text the ingredients? No. I know I would never Google. Oh my gosh. Yes. Well, I mean, I love Google, you guys. It is super helpful for a lot of things. Like if you want a killer recipe, like Google a heck out of it, get the best one with the most stars. I found some amazing recipes that way for food, but when it comes to animals and essential oils, oh my gosh, there's so many people that just want to get a lot of traffic online, and so they'll put things out there that are super controversial just for the sake of being controversial, because then it'll get shared a lot and then they'll get exposure, and people will find them on TikTok, and then everyone will get to see them dance. I don't know, I don't get it really. Really don't. But I just try to put the truth out there, and you can ask, okay, what is the truth about this situation? And if you're not sure, those of you that have been around me a long time know that I am not going to say something that is not true. And I'm not going to recommend something that is not awesome. Okay. So I don't have time for that. I don't have energy for that. And that's just not the way I work. I was raised in the Midwest. I'm brutally honest to a fault. And I do like a little sarcasm every once in a while. Don't get me wrong. But it is, it's something that you've got to find someone you trust. And hopefully you guys can trust me. But if you don't trust me, find someone else that you can trust. That's totally cool too. Oh no. See, like this. Like Amy is afraid to diffuse oils with her kittens because she probably found something on the internet that said it was evil and that their cats are going to die. So Amy, you are so brave for posting that. Okay, like thank you for coming here. You're in the right place. I haven't used my diffuser for almost a year. That hurts my heart. Okay. Maybe I'm crazy. They're almost 1 year old. I'm about to introduce oils. Any advice? So my advice is to start with something that's super gentle, and you'll find that your kitties probably really like oils just as much as you do. They can benefit just as much as you can. And it breaks my heart that you haven't been able to diffuse and get all those aromatic benefits of your amazing essential oils for the past year. So make sure you're using a really good quality brand. One, that's the most important thing. I wish it wasn't, but it is, because they're not regulated. And two, stick with 3 to 4 drops in your diffuser. Use a water-based diffuser and put it in an area where they can't knock it over. When they're a year old, they're still a little bit naughty. And stick with the gentle oils. And if you want to use a blend, just like 1 drop of one oil, 2 drops of another oil. Don't be like 5 drops of every oil and diffuse 20 drops in your diffuser. That's too much. So start with a little. A little goes a long way with kitties, and really with you too. Their olfactory system is a lot more advanced than ours because of the way they smell. So just know that they're a little bit more sensitive, but they're going to benefit just as much as you. Lavender is amazing for cats. Roman chamomile is amazing for cats. Really, all of the oils that I use, I've diffused around cats and have had only amazing benefits from them. So please start diffusing again. Go put some in your diffusers tonight and let us know how it goes. You're going to do awesome. Okay, let's see. Marissa says, how many drops a day of Copaiba internally for cats? So Marissa, we don't actually use oils internally, quote unquote, with cats. And here's why. So if you actually use oils topically with cats at the proper dilution rate, so I recommend a 1 to 3% dilution if you're using oils topically with cats. And if you want to grab my safety guide, it's totally free. It has a dilution chart in there to make it super easy for you guys to calculate. How do I even make 1 to 3%? But you don't have to do that. So you're diluting it. You can apply it topically like this. You put it on your hand. Maybe if it's a roller bottle, you put it on your hand. See, it's on my hand. Rub your hands together and then pet them. Because what's going to happen is cats are going to normally groom. So they're going to lick, 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 take their little bath. Oh my gosh, you put something on me. I got to lick it off as soon as I can. So they're actually going to get the oils internally when you apply them topically. So you don't actually have to give oils internally. Just do it topically and assume they're going to get it internally, especially if they're grooming normally. So I would recommend just a little bit, just like how I rolled it on there, of pre-diluted oil. And that's totally fine. You don't need to do oils in their food or anything like that. That will just make it so that they don't want to eat. If you put it in their water, it's just going to make them so they don't want to drink, and that'll cause way too many other problems. So thank you for asking that. It was a good conversation to have. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, you guys are so nice. Okay. Here we go. We'll finish with this one and the safety guide. All right. Tanya says, what oils are toxic for dogs? Are there any I should not diffuse? And okay, so I'll answer your question too, Carrie, because you have a good question too. So the oils that you want to avoid topically and internally with dogs are wintergreen, because it can cause some GI upset, tea tree oil, because it can cause some musculoskeletal and nervous system problems. They metabolize that particular oil very, very slowly. People think tea tree is super safe, but it's one that I just don't recommend using with dogs. And birch. So those 3 oils are really the only ones that you need to avoid topically and internally. Diffusing, you're pretty safe to diffuse anything. I tend to avoid diffusing tea tree oil as a single oil. Like I won't diffuse like 10 drops of tea tree oil. One, I don't really like the smell. I don't know who does. But it's okay when it's mixed with other things. But it's fine for cleaning around your house and things like that. Just diffusing, it's one that can be a little bit hard for them to take in. And then just be really careful diffusing your hot oil. So we're starting to get into fall. It's pumpkin spice latte season. I'm super excited. But that means everyone's going to start posting all these amazing fall diffuser recipes because they're going from outside in the summertime to inside. I live in Texas, so we're inside all summer, but it's finally starting to cool off, so we're going outside in the fall. But everyone's wanting to diffuse their amazing cinnamon and cassia and clove and rosemary, all these super hot oils that can be irritating to their eyes and to their nose. So just know that when you're using those super hot oils like oregano, thyme are in there too. But again, I don't know a lot of people that diffuse oregano as a single oil. So those ones you would just be really, really careful diffusing, and stick with only 1 to 2 drops in your diffuser. If you're using if you're using a blend, they're usually okay, but don't overdo it just because it smells good. It can actually irritate their respiratory tract. So it's not toxic. It's just they have sensitive respiratory tracts compared to us, and we need to be cognizant of that. Kimberly, tea tree oil is actually not good for their skin, dog skin. It can actually cause a lot of problems. It has some really good skin healing properties, but there's a lot of other oils that have just as good properties that are way less toxic. And then the other one that some dogs are a little sensitive to eucalyptus, so just keep that in mind too. Okay. Let's see. Carrie, this will be my last question. I know I've been going a while, you guys, but I'm having fun tonight and hopefully my internet is holding up. How do I introduce my dog to my kittens? Oh, I thought you were going to ask, how do you introduce essential oils to animals? And let me answer that question first, because that's what I thought the question was. You introduce it with the cap on, and then you just let them smell the oil. And you can be like 3 to 4 feet away. If they come up to it and lick it, that's an oil that they like. But how do you introduce your dog to your kittens? The answer is very, very, very slowly and under supervision, and take about 2 to 4 weeks to do it. So let them smell each other, but behind closed doors first for the first several days, and then slowly introduce them. Your dog is going to be really excited about seeing the kittens and meeting them and wanting to run up to them. So you have to do it based on what the kittens are willing to do. So do it based on the kitten's response, not your dog's response. And your dog needs to be trained that kittens are off limits. Like, no, we're not playing with them or anything like that. And that is a training exercise that I do recommend you work with a trainer with if your dog gets too excited about it and thinks kittens are super interesting and fun, which most dogs do, especially if it's their first kitties that they're interacting with. So we don't want anybody getting hurt. So do it very, very slowly. Please take several weeks to actually acclimate them, get them used to their smells, and go from there. There is a really good blend that you can use to calm your dog down, and that is the grounding blend, and that is what I use for the kittens and the dog. Topically helps with sibling rivalry and all sorts of other good stuff. So really good questions, you guys. Again, let me tell you where that free guide is that has all the safety information that you need to know, including the stuff that we talked about today. What's not safe for dogs, how to introduce oils to your animals, and it has stuff about bunnies and fish in there and reptiles and all sorts of other fun things, pocket pets. So definitely check that out, essentialoilvet.com/pet safety. It's totally free. So grab that. It also has that dilution chart in there to make it super easy for you to dilute your oils to use topically with your animals. All right, you guys, super fun talking to you tonight. Hopefully you learned a thing or two. If you're going to be in Salt Lake City, please register for the meet and greet and the training I'm going to do on Wednesday night over at essentialoilvet.com. Go check it out, and I will see you guys. If I don't see you on Wednesday, I'll see you guys next Sunday for another Q&A. Bye, everybody.